The more you read, the more you learn. Now, the Limpopo Book Fair is hoping to bring just that to the community. The inaugural book fair is happening next weekend, and the event will see renowned literature figures share their creative journeys. And for more on this, we're joined by Muofhe Mulovhedzi from the Nwala Writers Club. Congratulations are in order for pulling the inaugural Limpopo Book Fair. I'm sure it was not a small feat. But what can people anticipate in the book fair?
Thank you so much for having me. It really was not a small fry at all. We are having a very challenging time because we are trying our level best to call all writers around Limpopo and get them in one venue and say to them, look, come, let's celebrate books, let's celebrate literature, you know, in all aspects. So, yeah, it's been quite a task. But, you know, as Nwala writers, we believe that reading is very, very important. Writing is very important, and we need to tell our stories. So as the Limpopo Book Fair came to mind, we said, no, let's gather everybody, all the writers, you know, in Limpopo, especially because our indigenous languages are not very well represented. So we thought, no, let's put it all together, and the writers are coming to party. So yeah, it's becoming a lot simpler.
Muofhe, I think I also want to just hurry into the commercial aspect of literature. And it's not only about telling stories, but it's imparting knowledge, indigenous knowledge to the next generation, but making a living out of it as well. How accessible has the literature been of writers in the province?
You know, it has been a very challenging task to actually look into the whole literature sphere because, you know, as I'm a Movenda girl, so, you know, when you're writing in Tshivenda, you somehow think that it cannot reach the people it should. So in Limpopo, you know that we've got 4 indigenous languages there of South Africa. We've got Tshivenda, Xitsonga, we've got Sepedi, we've got isiNdebele, and all those languages are not very well represented. And as Nwala writers, we had embarked around the country as well, especially in the province, to try and you know, encourage young people and even those that are already writing to write in their indigenous languages, especially because it's the decade of indigenous languages. And the Department of Arts and Culture has really been behind us all the way to say, look, you know, make sure that these young writers find it viable to become writers, to become authors, and sell their books to the market. And this Limpopo Book Fair is actually giving us that platform where we say, bring your books as writers in Limpopo, come and sell them to people, come and show them, come and meet publishers, come and meet bookstores so that, you know, your books are represented, so that your languages are out there as well.
And there's also the opportunity of the books themselves being translated into various languages around the globe. I mean, global writers themselves, if they've come up with one prolific book, it tends to perpetuate itself all around the world. So it doesn't only have to be confined to the indigenous languages locally.
Yes, and in fact, it's been quite a beautiful journey because the professors in the University of Limpopo, also in UNIVEN and others, have come together and said, look, we are willing to translate these books into different indigenous languages and also in English so that they're accessible to a wider market. So we've got even one of our professors, Professor Skote Mokhochana, who's also translating some of the books that have been written in Tshivenda into Sepedi and so forth, so that we can actually break through the market and get our stories out there. We are not limited by language at all.
So, Muofhe, it's early days, but how do you sustain the Limpopo Book Fair? And again, we wish you all the success with the inaugural book fair that you will be staging next week. How do you sustain it? How do you keep it going?
You know, this year we actually went into this without a cent to our name. Funny enough, all the organizations that actually have a foot in literature have come along. I mean, we've got the National Library for the Blind, PENSALP, NYDA, you know, SABC Library as well has come on board. Arts and culture, very importantly, have played a part. So everybody's trying to chip in, even though it's not monetary. People have given us food, donated food. People have donated tables. People have donated marketing material, their radio space and all of that. So everybody has come together because they believe that this is an important cause, and there is no way that they could be left behind in trying to promote literature in Limpopo. So we are well on our way to try to get more sponsors, especially in the coming year, because this is our first one. We hope we continue it for years to come.
And we really appreciate you coming through and sharing the success so far of the first book launch, or book fair rather, in Limpopo. Muofhe Mulovhedzi from the Nwala Writers Club.